Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. On today's video, we are doing another discussion, and today's topic is Animal Crossing for the Gamecube. I took the time to replay the beginner's story on the Gamecube version of Animal Crossing, and honestly, it was such a nostalgic experience. If you still own your Gamecube, I would definitely recommend replaying it, as this was the best Animal Crossing gameplay that I have played in a long time. But before we get started on this discussion video today, I would appreciate if you'd hit that like, subscribe, and notify button if you want to see more content like this in the future. If you're wondering what today's video is going to consist of, I am going to be basically covering everything Nintendo has been slacking on with the Animal Crossing franchise, things they have left out in general that I wish that New Horizons could have had, and just things in general that I hope to see in future games. So if you're interested in this, I hope you stick around. Feel free to drop some comments below of content I might have missed during this video, or things from other games you hope to see on future Animal Crossing games. But I am very excited to just kind of talk about my thoughts about this. I had a great time replaying this game because it was so engaging and interactive. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just get started on today's video. So my plan for the next few weeks is to replay as many Animal Crossing games as possible so I can just review them and compare them to New Horizons. So again, today I am starting with the GameCube version, which was actually my very first Animal Crossing game, so it was very nostalgic to just be able to replay this, and I plan to actually continue replaying it even after this video is posted because I just enjoyed this version so much. The first thing I want to talk about though is the fact that there is no train station, and I mean, I even enjoyed that feature in New Leaf, and I hope to see the train station return in a future game. I just love that form of traveling over the Dodo Airport. Honestly, I just felt like it was a little bit more nostalgic, so I was kind of disappointed to see that the train station didn't return for that reason in New Horizons, but again, this is just a personal preference. So one of the first things I definitely want to talk about is the fact that in the older generation Animal Crossing games, our NPCs and villagers just have way more personality. I don't know about you, but I miss my villagers literally calling me an idiot and roasting me. I miss that type of content. I liked that the villagers had what felt like feelings, and just they had emotions in general. It just made the villagers, in my opinion, more relatable and more engaging for the player itself. The villagers and NPCs in New Horizons don't show emotion like I noticed today on the GameCube version. They just don't sound like they have whatsoever any kind of personality. They're honestly boring. They repeat the same things over and over. My experience with every single villager that I engaged with today on the GameCube version was super fun, and none of them said the same thing. They all had their own special personality and little tweaks about them, which I don't see in New Horizons. So I'm hoping that in future games we can see different personalities actually come to life. Everyone says something a little bit different. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking leaving that type of content out, because it really just makes the gameplay experience a lot more enjoyable. You can literally become best friends with your favorite type of villager, and I hate that in New Horizons the emotions of our NPCs and villagers don't actually show this. So Nintendo, please add this type of content back on the next Animal Crossing game. We literally want to be called names by our villagers, so please do it. I got really lucky, and today I was actually able to experience the Cherry Blossom Festival, which apparently goes on for several days, so that was super exciting to experience. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we don't get this event in New Horizons, and there's a ton of other older events that didn't make it also into the newer game as well, which is really disappointing because I thought these events were super fun, very engaging, and I loved the rewards we also got from them. I also got very salty when I received this gift for the festival, which was a pink tree model. Having this item in New Horizons would be such a game changer because it would add more greenery to our natural islands and our city core islands too. Imagine an item option like this that obviously was a little bit cleaner and more modernized for the New Horizons game. This item could easily become a new DIY recipe or just something we get from the seasonal events. I know for sure I would be using the tree model on every single city core, especially if it came in other color variations too. During my gameplay, I noticed a ton of great items that I wish New Horizons would have gotten, because I feel like newer games should include a lot of content from the older games, just obviously improved. So I'm sure I'm going to feel this way when I replay the other Animal Crossing franchise games too, but I was definitely disappointed to see all the lovely items that would have been great for my city core themes and even just my natural content too. So let me know if you also are disappointed in the fact that we don't have a lot of older game items in general. Something I also want to quickly add into this video, for being a 2-decade-old video game, I'm still very impressed by the graphics overall. I feel like the graphics honestly aren't too bad to look at, and I was also very shocked to find out that this game released in Japan only on the Nintendo 64, which also kind of explains the very old looking graphics for Animal Crossing 2, whereas your newer GameCube graphics are a lot cleaner looking. I remember going through my gameplay being like, wow, their graphics should have been better for this video game, but it makes sense because they needed to make sure the game could also run on the Nintendo 64, so that was a really cool thing that I discovered during my gameplay experience. Another thing I want to talk about too on this video is the difference of the beginner tutorial from New Horizons to the GameCube version. Personally for me, I think I enjoyed the GameCube version tutorial more than New Horizons. I liked that this tutorial felt more relaxed and less overwhelming than in New Horizons, where I have to craft things and get the starter home started and all that annoying beginner stuff, especially if you're someone like me who literally just plays New Horizons like a building simulator. Having to go through that tutorial every single dang time is so draining and annoying. I liked that the option of the GameCube version was I had to just do a few simple tasks for Tom Nook, and I also got to get to know my villagers and just everybody in the island in general. It was a lot more engaging and honestly more enjoyable in my opinion. So let me know what you thought about the beginner task if you've played the GameCube version compared to New Horizons. I'm definitely curious on your thoughts about this because I know for a fact I would have preferred the GameCube version tutorial over New Horizons any day. Something I also wish New Horizons would have had as a plaza option is the wishing well. I feel like this works better for natural toned islands more than just a giant modern looking building in the middle of a forest. So I do wish that we could have had this kind of option for the plaza in general, let alone also some more exterior options. Imagine having plaza be literally a temple for Japanese themes, or maybe you can have something more tropical or Hawaiian looking for your tropical themes. So I hope to see this kind of feature return on a newer Animal Crossing game. Just editing exteriors in general, Abel's and Nook's does not suit some themes, and I don't understand why they left out so many different shop upgrades and didn't add that as a DLC or just a general feature of the game. The fact that they have left out so much original content is honestly super disappointing. I feel like New Horizons could have been a better game. As much as I love it, I always will love Animal Crossing, but Nintendo, you really let us down with New Horizons. All this content should have been in that game in general. Another feature I noticed in the Animal Crossing GameCube version is the usage of angled waterfalls and angled buildings. This would have been insane to have on New Horizons. Imagine having your shops just at an angle. It would change the perspective not only of the cities that you make, but it would just look a lot nicer too, in my opinion. If I had the option to place nooks at an angle and just items in an angle in general, that would change our city core builds and just general island building completely. Having an angled garden bench would look fabulous for angled roads, angled fences, the list goes on. So that is a feature I truly hope to see in New Horizons. Let me know if that is something you also hope to see too, because I know that would be a huge plus and game changer for all of my city core building. So again, Nintendo, if you ever come across this video, we need this on the next game. Please definitely make it happen. Another honorable mention that I'm honestly still shocked that New Horizon didn't get was water decorating. I love the fact that in so many Animal Crossing games you can see natural aspects to the water like lily pads, you can see different foliage. So the fact that New Horizons never got this except the museum still makes me very upset, because I feel like that would help us personalize our islands more. So I really do hope that we see this feature in the next Animal Crossing game, as I feel like so many people would be excited for this. Another older feature that I hope to see return on the next Animal Crossing game is the dump feature. I love that I could find random items just like the recycle bin offers on New Horizons, and I could sell that as extra bells and pay off my loan quicker. I feel like adding this feature would help people who don't time travel. It gives you another way to earn bells, and I think keeping the recycle feature is also still a great idea too. In conclusion of today's video, while New Horizons does offer us a lot of great new content, like having the map literally at the corner of our screen, that is something that I definitely appreciate because I got lost so many times on the GameCube version, but I do appreciate the terraforming and waterscaping the fact that we can place custom designs outside, the option to even decorate our island in general. The older games did not have this option, so the fact that I'm able to do this in New Horizons to personalize my island experience is awesome. But does that mean leaving out all the content that we mentioned today is a great idea? Absolutely not. I truly hope Nintendo listens to the Animal Crossing community and the next Animal Crossing game just gets all the content we could have wished for in New Horizons. I hope that we see the improvements and things return from the older generation games. With that being said, let me know what you thought about today's video in the comment section below. What are some things you hope to see in the next Animal Crossing game, and some honorable mentions that I may have forgot to talk about on today's video too. I am going to be doing more discussion videos like this as I get time. I just love discussing and comparing games to newer ones, and it's something I'm very passionate about, so I hope that you enjoy this new content coming to my channel. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day. I'll see you next video.